YouTube, welcome back. Yes, I am shooting 2 videos in one day, hence the same hat and outfit, but I wanted to make this one also for my SUFAM scholars, as well as, again, other scholars out there that are getting SLP pretty much twice a month from your scholarship programs. And maybe you're not aware of the multiple things that you can do with your SLP rather than just cashing it out. Now, if you do need help cashing it out to Binance, I made a video that I'll pop up here and you can check it out if you want to. But this is for those people that still, you don't necessarily need the money right away, and there's other options for you. So I'm going to walk you guys through that today, all right? So let's say you're receiving SLP twice a month and you want something to do with it rather than cashing out because you don't need to, right? There is something now within Axie Infinity that came out about last month. It's called Katana. Katana is a dex for Ronin, right? So I will just sum this up for you guys. Basically, this allows you to take your SLP and you can swap it. You can swap it for AXS. You can swap it for WETH so that you can actually buy your own Axies eventually. And you can also pool it. So pooling it means that you take your SLP and you put it into a pool where it's being used basically by people using this feature, and you receive something on that end, and you can also farm it. So users can stake their liquidity pool. So if you pool here, if you take your SLP, you put it into the pool, right? And you take that token, because you get a token for it, and then you farm it, you're going to earn WRON. What is WRON? WRON is going to be a token for the Ronin network, which right now is not out. So you could actually start earning some WRON tokens, because we're not really sure what's going to happen with WRON in the future, right? So we'll have to see what happens with Ronin and if the transactions stay free, because right now we're not really sure, especially with a Ronin token coming out. So those are pretty much the 3 things that you can do with your SLP in general. And I'll go ahead. So if you go to the official website, I'll put the link in the description. Katana's interface looks like this. So again, you're going to be logged into your Ronin account here, and you'll see I have some SLP here in this test account, right? And you'll have to connect it too. So it's already connected for me. I've already connected my account. You'll have to connect it, give it permissions and everything like that. But essentially, once you get here and it's connected, this is what you can do. So there's swap, pool, there's farm, and of course there's analytics. If you already have some information, the analytics are for if you have your farm and your liquidity pool and everything. But let's start with the basics, guys, because most of you with SLP holdings and your scholars, you don't want to worry too much about all this stuff, right? But it's nice to know that you have options. So option number 1, obviously, is you can swap it. If you don't want to just hold your SLP, and let's say you want some AXS, because remember, there is an AXS staking dashboard as well. So if you wanted to start earning AXS, you could do this as well. So first one, swap, right? You switch this to SLP because that's what you're holding most likely in your Ronin account, because you're receiving it twice a month. So you swap this to SLP, and then from there, what do you want? Do you want WETH? Do you want AXS? Maybe you want USDC for some reason, right? So for most people, they're going to probably swap their SLP for WETH so that they can continuously save up and eventually buy their own Axies, maybe if they want to graduate from a scholarship. Or let's say they want AXS because they want to stake AXS and maybe possibly breed, right? So you can do this, and if you just hit max, it'll tell you how much AXS you're going to get here, right? So you would just swap it over and you would receive it here. So you have to approve it because this is a new little test account. So you just need to go here, approve. And again, if you can't do any of this, if it is telling you guys that you have 0 transactions, I just did a video on that as well. I'll put that in the video so you can click on that if you're seeing that 0 transactions. So it's going to just take a little bit for it to accept here, but mainly this is it. I mean, this is a huge advantage of the infrastructure that is within Axie Infinity right now, and it gives you a lot of power in what you want to do with your SLP. So it's approved. All right, so it went ahead and approved. Now we can do it. So we'll go ahead and swap. There's a little bit, right? There's a little bit here. And you're going to confirm the swap. It's a little fee. Most things with crypto, there's pretty much always a little fee. It's like 1 SLP baby or something like that. All right. So you're doing this all through Ronin, so it's pretty easy to do compared to before when you had to pay gas fees and do it through MetaMask and Binance. This is actually a very amazing feature for a lot of people. So it's going to go ahead and swap over. You're swapping the 294 SLP to AXS. So for people that had a hard time getting AXS before, this is probably one of the easiest ways to do it, especially if you're looking to long-term of Axie. So we're going to go ahead and wait for this. Okay, and it is done. Just took a little bit, maybe less than a minute here or a minute or so. And you'll see if you open your Ronin now, you go to assets, you now have AXS, no more SLP, right? And then you could, if you wanted to, you could take this AXS and you could go and stake it, right? You could stake the AXS to continuously earn AXS every day. So that's an option for you. And I could do that in a later video if you guys would like to. But again, if you want to change it back, you can just do this. You have the AXS here. Let's say you want WETH this time. You're going to go ahead and click max and you're going to get WETH, right? So you would just have to approve using AXS once again, rinse and repeat pretty much. So the other thing here, now that that's done, is the liquidity pool. You can do this as well, but it's going to take a little bit more because you need to pool before you farm. Now the farm this is where you earn Ronin, right? The RON token, which we don't know the value of. We don't know what it's going to be, you know, in the future, but it's something that you could start doing if you're thinking long term, right? So again, all scholars can do this, man. You guys don't have to cash out your SLP every single time. You can actually do some of this stuff with, you know, hopefully in the future, it has some good returns for you. So how do you farm Ronin? You're going to go to the pool. You're going to add liquidity. Now, the thing is, you need even ratios here, right? So you'll notice, and it's in pairs. So we have AXS, right, which is paired with WETH. You'll see here, if you hit max, you're going to need a certain amount. So we're going to have to approve these real quick. Let's go ahead and approve these. Okay, so we got them both approved. Now, in this situation, if you're going to pool, guys, you actually need to have both, right? Because if you click max here, you're going to see it's going to require 0.0034 WETH for it to match up here, right? But we don't have any WETH. So actually, what you have to do is kind of save up your SLP a little bit, right? And then you're going to pretty much end up splitting your SLP. If you think about it that way, like let's say you have 500 SLP, you would take 250 of that 500 and let's just say swap it over to WETH, right? Because it's going to be split even. Then you would come into the pool and add it there. So I don't want to add it onto this account because I have my own account where I want to, you know, add to the farm and everything. But typically when you add liquidity, you need to have both here. So AXS we have, if we swap it, like I said, you could do AXS SLP. Actually, no, you can't. Wait, it's an unsupported pair. Yeah, if you see this, it's an unsupported pair because you can only do AXS and WETH or SLP and WETH, right? So those are the two pairs you can do. You can see that here as well, here in the farm. AXS and WETH, SLP and WETH, right? So you can actually add to both of these farms and get Ronin coins from both of these farms if you want to. So again, all you have to do is come into here with your SLP, swap it over, split it half and half, WETH and SLP, go to the pool. You're going to add WETH and SLP or AXS and WETH, right? The pair, make sure it's a pair. And it will say insufficient WETH balance because obviously I don't have any WETH on this account. And, you know, you just need a small amount. So that's what you can do here. Once you add it to the pool, you'll have a token and you just click add to the farm or add to farm here. So we did AXS on WETH. There would be an option here to add it to the farm, and that's staking it, just like AXS staking. And then after that, you don't have to do anything. You don't have to keep clicking, restake, 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 because it's not out yet, right? So it's just going to continue to accumulate. And then whenever they release it, you'll have some Ronin coins, right? Ronin tokens. So that is going to be pretty much it for this video. The thing is too, you'll notice WRON and wrapped WRON, it's basically wrapped WRON, is here as well as an option. So that means that in the future, there's a high chance that you will be swapping some of your SLP as a scholar into Ronin if you don't have any from the farm to make transactions. That is a possibility. I'm not saying it's going to happen, but it's possible, because when they release the Ronin token, I have a feeling there will not be free transactions anymore on Ronin. There will probably be a fee, despite it being very small. Hopefully it's pretty small, but it's just something to keep in mind, and why maybe you should start farming Ronin now. And if not, then at least you know how to swap from SLP over to WRON in the future, because you might need to, right, to cash out. So this is just something to keep in mind, and it's a very long-term mindset, because we don't know what's going to happen with Axie Infinity, but at least there's something like this here. So hope this video helped you guys. If it did, please do give it a like, subscribe, comment down if you have any questions or if you want to see more, and hopefully this helps you guys out, because there's a lot more you can do with the SLP that you're earning from your scholarships or from playing the game yourself. All right, that's it for me. Thank you guys so much. We'll see you in the next one. Bye bye.